It's another wonderful Monday night. Man, the weather has changed, and we're a lot cooler than we once were. And it's good to have you all here. I'm looking at my picture over here. I've got my comments over there. I had a friend of mine, Mary, who posted something on the Facebook the other day about, if the officer of the law asked me to do my alphabet backwards, I'd just go get in the car. Well, that's why I'm here, because I hadn't done this in a while. And I have old Homer the Honer here. We're going to turn so we don't get so much reflection on the guitar here from all the lights that we have. So if you are tuned in, turned on, and ready to roll, well, so am I. So we're going to start this right here today with a little lesson. So if you're out and about, there were times when I played the clubs and, you left the club and you could or you could not have been under the influence. So, I never checked myself. And thankfully, neither did the officers of the law. So here's Miss Donna. So if you're out there, you can sing along with me. There's Jake. He's got his ovation ready, tuned up. So we're going to try this together. So this is a variation of the song that we all know. ZYXWBUT SRQPONM LKJIHG FED CBA. You ready? C's VA, my said I now. Me with sing you won't time next. So you see, you can see your ZYXs with no problem. So we're going to get onto the real program here. Every time I finish up a program, I look through all my songs and I figure, well, I'll do this one, I'll do that one, I'll do this one. And it usually goes along fairly good, but not this time. I made a change in here. And I'm going to do this for Jake because this was off of the 1992 Finally cassette tape that I did. Of course, I was just a kid then, but the story is still true. Well, I tried to write you last year when the corn stood 6 foot tall. This year things stand differently, I just can't write at all. The creek ran dry last August after Daddy died in June. Ma ran off with the tinker man, I'm gonna be moving soon. And the radio days that keep strolling along, farther and farther away till they're gone. And you'll remember me singing this song about the radio days being gone, 'cause the radio days, they're gone. I got a note from Aunt Virginia. Yeah, she said the barn blew down. A twister came last Sunday night and it carried off half the town. The rent's been raised like a winter shade, shows a broken pane. You can stay here and finish my beer and wait for the fall to rain. And the radio days that keep strolling along, farther and farther away till they're gone. And you'll remember me singing the song about the radio days being gone, 'cause the radio days, they're gone. Spent some time out there in California. I did all there was to do. I seen all those girls with the long blonde curls and a couple of brown ones too. Whoa, whoa. I've even heard a sonnet sung by that salty sea. It's real fine if you've got the time, but it just ain't the place for me. And those radio days keep strolling along, farther and farther away till they're gone. And you'll remember me singing this song about the radio days being gone. And like the radio days, I'll keep strolling along, farther and farther away till I'm gone. And you'll remember me singing this song about the radio days being gone, 'cause the radio days, they're gone. Radio days. Yeah. The reason for that song was, I remember when I was just a kid, we'd go to my grandfolks' house, and they had this old radio, tube radio, and we'd listen to the radio programs because they didn't have a TV. And, you know, I have that radio to this day. You turn it on, it takes a minute for them to warm up, and she still plays. So, all these songs that I'm presenting tonight are original songs. I wrote them or co-wrote them. And this song right here was co-written by a friend of mine over here in Oklahoma. Sorry, Pam, you know, the Ole Miss won the baseball World Series. Oklahoma gave them a good run. Well, Arkansas gave them a good run. But Pam Talley is over there in Oklahoma, and met her when we were both members of the Nashville Songwriters Association International. And she came up with this song. I had made a few changes on it, and this is what happened right here. I think this was on the Prairie Moon CD. I need to get in touch with her and get her a copy of this. And back in 2000, was that 21? I think it was. So, called Big Whiskey. He smells like the liquor that took him, star of fame tarnished with time. His face like those old dog-eared pages, wrinkled, weathered, and lined. The back corner booth is his office. He rents on a tap by the day. He once had the world in his pocket. Somehow he got sidelined by fate. Sometimes he'd stand up and say, to Texas and open range cowboys, tequila and honky-tonk bars. He raises his glass to her memory, and then he drinks to her cold, cheating heart. Yes, he drinks to her cold, cheating heart. Now he once was a rodeo rider. She once was a rodeo queen. Both of them searching for something, riding like hell for the dream. Their lives became tangled together. She took his heart in her hand. He thought he'd found crystal clear water, but wound up with nothing but sand. That's why he says sometimes, to Texas and open range cowboys, tequila and honky-tonk bars. He raises his glass to her memory, and then to her cold, cheating heart. Yes, he drinks to her cold, cheating heart. Now everyone calls him Big Whiskey. The bottle took over his life, sleeping it off in the daytime, drinking it back every night. The heartbreak that's dragging him under gets harder to handle each day, and each song they play on the jukebox keeps taking him farther away. You know where? To Texas and open range cowboys, tequila and honky-tonk bars. We'll all raise our glass to her memory, and then we'll drink to her cold, cheating heart. Yes, we drink to her cold, cheating heart. Now everyone called him Big Whiskey. Yeah, I like that song in a weird way. That's pretty cool, I think. But you know what? Oh boy! It's oh boy! We got it right there. 16 big slices right there. That's muncharoonies right there. Mostly 100% edible. Guarantee you. So go out and get you some oh boy. You'll bring it home and you'll hear, oh boy! It's oh boy! Can't beat it. New from the Besco. So you can say you heard it here. When I first got here and I started playing around town, I played this song, and people didn't know what it was called, and they said, "Play that song that goes." And they would hit thump. What song would that be? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, the only song that I know is the one that me and Brian Donlin wrote when I was out in California. He hitchhiked all the way to Boston, come out and spend time with me. And we worked this song up here. He does it a little different than me, and that's all right. So it's called My Lady Loves Me. Well, there's no better feeling in this world than to wake up in the nighttime next to my girl. Her arms around me tight, I know that everything's all right. My lady loves me now. My lady loves me. My lady loves me. Lady loves me now. Well, if I made a wish, if wishes came true, I'd wake up in the nighttime right next to you. Your arms around me tight, I know that everything's all right. Oh, lady, love me now. Oh, lady, love me. Lady, love me. Lady, love me now. You are the one I have been searching for. There is no reason to search anymore. I made that wish came true. Now every night I'm waking up right next to you. Your arms around me tight, I know that everything's alright. My lady loves me now. My lady loves me. My lady loves me. Lady loves me now. Play it now. right next to you. Your arms around me tight, I'll know that everything's alright. My lady loves me now. My lady loves me. My lady loves me. Lady loves me now. You are the one I have been searching for. There is no reason to search anymore. No better feeling in this world than to wake up in the nighttime next to my girl. Her arms around me tight, I'll know that everything's alright. My lady loves me now. My lady loves me. My lady loves me. Lady loves me now. My lady loves me. My lady loves me, and I love my lady too. Kind of a quick ending, but you heard that. That's what they wanted to hear, was that thump. So, yeah, I got to get a splash of sweet tea on that one from my bubble cup. Want to reintroduce to you because we are doing more outside activities, the brandest, newest Miracle Cream. For us active folks who are sometimes stricken with aches and pains, don't take those other guys' drugs. Take our drugs because they're guaranteed to work, or you really have to buy some more. But not only rub it in, feel the difference because it's good for what ails you. How do I know? It's printed right there on the package, for crying out loud. Read the fine print. You know, and of course it reduces, you know, it could cause redness, rash, joint stiffness, cough, hair loss, shortness of breath, blurred eyesight, muscle spasms, memory loss, toe jam, slurred speech, dry tongue, feelings of anticipation, and a few other things, which, you know, we have other drugs for that. So go out there, purchase you some of this Miracle Cream because, guarantee you, here's before and after photos right there. That's before Miracle Cream, that's after Miracle Cream. Guaranteed for what ails you because it's written right there on the package. So you can trust them, maybe. But we just got to keep it interesting. All right. I wrote this during a thunderstorm while I was dog watching, or dog sitting, actually. And his name was Diesel, and he helped me write this. And it's one of those, after love songs. After. It don't matter anymore. Now that you walked out that door, it don't bother me anyhow that you've been gone a while. Hit the chords. When you called me yesterday, there really wasn't much to say. Said you're ready to come back. Said you finally changed your act. The curtain's down, the lights are out, and the audience is gone. Streets are empty, rain is coming down, and you're on the stage alone. You're on the stage alone. You know life is hard enough. Well, I'm really not that tough. So you finally played your part. Walk away and break my heart. Now the table has been turned, and there's a lesson to be learned. My true feelings I can show, and I tell you no. The curtain's down, the lights are out, and the audience is gone. Streets are empty, rain is coming down, and you're on the stage alone. You're on the stage alone. That's finally called The Act, and that's on the newest CD called Blue. Well, my friend Brian Houck came over to the music house one time, brought this little song, and you know, he said he'd had it for quite some time, and he wished somebody'd do something with it, so I did. And I was looking down here. I'm not really a political person, but everybody's up in arms about Roe or Wade, and I'm thinking to myself, Roe or Wade, why don't you just stay in the boat and fish? That's the way that I figure it. You know, me and Rambo Billy Ray Bob used to go fishing down there at Shepherd Springs. Had to have the 3 B's, beer, bread, and bologna. And we had a bait, so. But Brian brought this song, and I worked on it. And this is what it became here. Oh, no, this is not the right one. That's not the right one. Scratch that. I don't know where this came from, to tell you the truth. But I wrote this song, and I was working on it, oh, gosh, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And my aunt came up from Austin to visit for Thanksgiving. I said, I have this song I'm working on. Let me see what you think about it. And I played it, and it made her cry. So I laid it down for quite a while. And then I got to thinking, well, if it affected her like that, maybe it's not a bad song. So let me see if I can remember how this one goes. She stood there in silence. He rode on by. The smiles they exchanged were hello, not goodbye. The prairie moon whispered her name in the night. He knew in his heart that those feelings were right. So then every Sunday round mid-afternoon. He'd bring a wildflower bouquet to brighten her room. They'd stroll on the boardwalk and work out a plan of her as his sweetheart and him as her man. Prairie moon, with your love light, shine wherever you are tonight. I hope and pray that you'll sleep tight and think of me come morning. Now the big herd was leaving the very next day. He had no time to tell her as they rode away. She waited and watched, but he never stopped by. No one ever knew of the tear in her eye. Well, then sometime later, a letter came in. I'm sad and I'm sorry, was how it began. I'll be back to see you in no time at all. She made out I love you in his awkward scrawl. Prairie moon, with your love light, shine wherever you are tonight. I hope and pray that you'll sleep tight and think of me come morning. Now the trail drive was over. The drovers came home, but there on the boardwalk she stood all alone. Of the dozen that left out, only 9 did remain. In the run of a stampede, he called out her name. Prairie moon, with your love light, shine wherever you are tonight. I hope and pray that you'll sleep tight and think of me come morning. Prairie moon, with your love light, shine wherever you are tonight. I hope and pray that you'll sleep tight and think of me come morning. Prairie Moon. Yeah, I have to do Minor Brian's song next time, because let me I'll just do it this way. I burrow this fingernail down almost to the quick. It just aggravates me that it happens like that, but it does. But this is for my favorite freckle-faced girl, wherever she may be. A freckled-faced girl in the front row of my class on the playground. She runs way too fast and I can't catch her, so I can let her know I think she is pretty and I love her so. She has pigtails and ribbons in her hair. When she smiles, my heart jumps into the air. And all through high school, I wanted her to know I thought she was pretty, and I loved her so. I could yell it in assembly, I could write it on the wall, 'cause when I am around her, I cannot seem to speak at all. While in college, I saw her now and then. She'd stop by where I worked, sometimes with her friends, exchanging glances. Was all affection I could show, 'cause I thought she was pretty, and I loved her so. Come on. I could announce it at the stadium, I could ride across the sky. Girl, I love you so much, but I'm afraid of heights. I do not fly. True. A freckled-faced mom driving in our car, taking youngsters to soccer and to choir. I finally found out. Now wouldn't you know, she thought I was handsome, and she loved me so. Yeah, she thought I was handsome, and she loved me so. Yeah. Yeah, she loved me. Any which way. Okay, I got one more for you here, because Jake asked me last week or the week before if I would do this song, and I already had the song list written up, and I thought to myself, you know, golly gee, I should just haul off and do this one. So this is for you, Jake. My life has always been on the road. I think we're going to curtail it in the near future. Brown eyes are looking at gray skies. Gray skies look like rain. Raindrops keep on falling on my window. I wish I could be sleeping, dreaming in your arms at home. Instead, it's my guitar case as my pillow. Down some muddy old back road I've driven for so long. Seems the ruts keep getting ever deeper. Last night was in Oklahoma. Tonight we're down in San Antonio. Seems the roads keep getting ever steeper. But there's a candle in my window, a fireplace toasty warm inside, and the love of a woman that keeps me satisfied. Between the riddles and the rhymes. Looking through my rear view, seems I've found a clear view of who I am, and that my road is right. An 8-lane superhighway or a seldom traveled byway. It's just a place for a one-man band tonight. Now if you dare believe it, I can take it or I could leave it, because I know there's one thing that holds true. No matter where I travel, and if all my dreams unravel, I know the roads I take lead home to you. Where there's a candle in my window, a fireplace toasty warm inside, and the love of a woman that keeps me satisfied. Between the riddles and the rhymes, between the riddles and the rhymes. Hey, if you've had half as much fun as me, I've had twice as much fun as you. I want you to have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. For Teddy and Autumn, Cheryl, Tanya, Ian, Jake Areno, Donna, thanks for being here today. And I'll see you down the dusty trail. This is your old Caballero friend, Marshall Mitchell, saying adios for now. I'll see you down the dusty trail. And there we go.